Oh my goodness. Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? Hope everybody's having a good start to their evening, a Monday evening after after the big news of yesterday with all the trades. So we're going to get in here early. We're going to talk a little bit about the trades, everything that went down, the highs, the lows, the expectations, what's going to happen moving forward, all that good stuff. So lots to talk about tonight. Good to have everybody here. There's the like goal. It's up there. Just appreciate all of you being here. I'm going to do a little bit of something real fast. I'm going to try to do a custom thing here. I want to get some of these. We're trying to get some stuff worked out. Again, I'm trying to get some different things. But anyway, good to have everybody here. Thank you all for being here. Be sure to go in and vote. What do you guys think of the Orioles trade? How'd they do in your opinion? Good, bad, ugly? How was it? What did you think of the Birds trading yesterday? I want to hear from you. I want to know what you thought. There is a poll out there. I want you to talk about the poll. Let us know what you thought of it. And I want to know how everybody votes. I don't see many votes so far. I only see one. Be sure to vote. Go out there. I want to know, what did you think of the trading? Did you like it? Did you not like it? We're going to discuss it, and we'll kind of go from there. But anyway, I want to say hi to those in the chat. Oh, here she comes. What? Thanks.
Like it wasn't cooking, and then it got too cooked.
That's cool. Say goodbye to everybody. Bye. Nope, I should be good. Thank you. Look at that, huh? How awesome is that you get waited on? Anyway. So, yeah, we'll talk about the trades a little bit tonight. Scott Barrasso, welcome in. Chris is here. Jeannie's here. Sony 4K is here. And Scott Barrasso is here. So, yeah, I do apologize. I will be eating as we talk a little bit. Got to have my dinner. So, Orioles going to get ready to face the Angels. 6:35 start tonight. And it's going to be an interesting take on what we think is going to happen with this team moving forward. So, be sure to vote. I can't wait to see how everybody votes as the night goes on. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. Good to have everybody here. I'm going to give my take on it. I know my take is going to be very different from everybody else's when it comes to what happened and what I think, and just, in general, in reference to the Orioles and their trades. What I try to do more than anything else, especially as someone who goes online, puts myself out there and makes decisions, I try to take a step back from the emotion side of things when I look at these trades, and it's not easy to do. I'm a fan first, but I try to take a step back from the emotion, and I look at it from the perspective of the team and what the team is doing, and whether or not, is there real vision here or is there not? And that's how I try to look at this. And it's not an easy thing to do. So, when I look at the trades that the Orioles have made to the different players that have now left the organization, you've lost Dean Kramer, you've lost Tyler Wells, you've lost Taylor Ward, and you've lost Adley Rutschman. What I would ask each and every fan of the Orioles, okay, and there's only 6 of you in here right now, so I might be doing this a little too early. I really kind of wish I could do this when we had a little bit more of an audience in here. But of those 4 players, what of those 4 players would you say is really pushing the needle forward to bringing this team to a championship? Which one of those 4 players that were moved are really moving the needle, or were moving the needle when it came to helping the Orioles win a championship? We can break it down. We'll go one by one. Dean Kramer? Absolutely not. Number 5 starter at best. Had an ERA well over 5. He wasn't doing anything to push the needle forward. He hasn't been good. He's missed a lot of time with injury. He isn't a guy that's going to lead you to a championship. He's part of a piece, but he's not even a good part. And just now, again, this is just my opinion. This is what I see. From there, you look at Tyler Wells. Good reliever. He was closing some games for the Orioles. But is he another guy that's going to push the needle to bring this team a championship? Again, he's a piece of it, but he's not that that cornerstone piece, in my opinion. And when you look at relievers are volatile. They come and go. One year they're good, one year they're bad. Yennier Cano is a good example of that. Last year he had an ERA of 5, over 5. Look at him this year. And then they signed him to an extension. Then you talk about Taylor Ward. When you look at Taylor Ward was a one-year rental. They traded for him when they traded for Grayson Rodriguez, who actually is starting tonight for the Angels. And we brought him over here for one reason and one reason only. Run production. That was his job. His job was to be a run producer. Home runs, RBIs, drive guys in. I don't care where you're hitting. That's why he was here. He didn't do that. This is a guy that was averaging 20 to 25 home runs. He hit 36 home runs last year. For the Orioles this year, he had 7. Of which 1 at Camden Yards. The other 6 were on the road. So the production you were hoping to get from Taylor Ward, you really weren't getting. Yes, he had a good on-base percentage. He was walking a lot. But that's not why we traded for him. So, in my opinion, we weren't getting what we were hoping to get. The value that we wanted out of Taylor Ward, we weren't getting. And we traded him. And he wasn't going to re-sign with us anyway. We didn't want to re-sign him. We knew going in it was going to be a one-year deal for Taylor Ward. So, he was one of those guys that was almost a guarantee that if the Orioles weren't competing, weren't contending, he was going to be traded. And so be it. And then last but not least, we got to talk about Adley Rutschman. This is the one that hurts more than any other. Obviously, this is the one guy. It was Mike Elias' first real big draft. And he's the cornerstone of the organization in a lot of ways. Well, you know what? Cornerstone's not even the right word. He's the face of the Orioles. You know, from the time that he was drafted till the time he played his first game all the way up. 3-time All-Star. Great guy, wonderful guy, great attitude, love the city of Baltimore, and the fans absolutely love him. He's on my wall behind me. He's up there. He's up there. There he is. He's up there. I love Adley Rutschman. Love him. But take a step back for a minute and look at it objectively. Adley's last 2 seasons have been disappointments. They have. Even if he made the All-Star this year. He made the All-Star game this year because of who else was there. What was the other option? But his numbers have been down. And his injuries are up. And his production is down. He's still a very good ball player. And I don't think that if the Orioles didn't get the package they got, they wouldn't have traded him. But they got a deal that was almost, well, it was too good to turn away. They got their 2nd, 4th, and 5th best prospects in their organization, and they got another guy that's a catcher who's ready to be. He's gonna play tonight, as a matter of fact, probably. It was just one of those things where the Orioles had to be blown away, and the Orioles were blown away. And it makes sense. Adley Rutschman's got 1 more year left on his contract. He's not even playing. I mean, even now that he's in Boston, he's not playing for Boston. He's still hurt. He's still got to go on rehab assignments. He's just starting to throw. So he may not even be in a Boston uniform until September. Who knows? Or the end of August. So it hurts to see him go. But again, Adley wasn't one of those guys, in my opinion, that was pushing the needle forward towards a championship. But it does hurt to see him leave the organization. That's the thing that's a real bummer here. I get it. I totally get it. So I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. Let me know. I love Rutschman. I really do. Again, he's on my wall behind me. But again, you got to look at it in the way of what were they going to do. Well, for me, Jeff, welcome in. Here's what I'll say about that. From what Mike Elias was saying, There were only so many teams that were looking for a catcher. And at least 2 of them were in the division. The Yankees and the Red Sox. And if those 2 teams are the teams offering the best deal, you got to go with what you got to go with. And that's the key. Hooray, we have a pro catching again for the O's. Basayo get back to the team. Yeah, let's hope. I had friends that said they knew the writing was on the wall for Adley Rutschman because Basayo was signed to that 8-year deal. And you know what? There might have been some truth to that. I don't know. I really thought, and again, maybe it's me being naive, I personally really thought that they could coexist. I really did. I really thought that the Orioles had the best catching tandem, and I still do. I thought that they had the best catching tandem in all of baseball when they had Rutschman and Basayo. But this year's been a bad year for the Birds. It's been a down year. They haven't played well. And I'm kind of going to get into that next, too. A lot of people were mad because they said, oh my gosh, the Orioles are throwing in the towel, and they're only 2.5 games out of the playoffs positions. Here's what I'll say to that. Don't just look at the number. Yes, the catcher position was terrible, Scott. I agree. It was terrible. With Chadwick Trump, Sam Huff, and Jake Rogers, just absolutely terrible. We need to get Basayo back. But anyway, when you look at the number itself, yes, you look at it and you say, hey, 2.5 out. Okay, I get it. But you got to think, look at other factors. You can't just look at the 2.5. First off, this team isn't playing good baseball as it is. So what's the possibility of them going on a run? Probably not very good. Second thing is they have the toughest schedule in the second half. After the All-Star break, their schedule is the toughest, it's the hardest out of all Major League Baseball the rest of the way. They said that their schedule the rest of the way was the hardest schedule. Fair enough. That's going to be that you have to take that into account. And then the other thing you have to take into account is it's not just about the 2.5 games. It's about how many teams they have to jump to make the playoffs. They have to jump not 1, not 2, not 3. They have to jump at least 4 teams in the standings to make the playoffs. That's a tall order. When you take all that into account, and I think Mike Elias did, I think he took all of that into account and he said, you know what? I think we're sellers. And I understand it. Scott, good point. Here's the thing, and I think the Warriors will be fine too, Jeff. Scott, you make a good point when you talk about Basayo. That's another reason why I didn't think Adley Rutschman was going anywhere. Because for as young as Sam Basayo is, he already has a history of getting hurt. That's worrisome. You know, that's worrisome to me. It doesn't mean he will for the rest of his career, but it does bother me that here's a guy that at his young age of 21, 22, whatever it is that he is, he's had a lot of DL time already for a guy as young as he is. And that's another reason why I really thought the idea of having an Adley Rutschman there as well, it would spell Basayo a lot, and you wouldn't fall off production wise. So that was another big reason I didn't think Rutschman was going to go anywhere. I really thought that the Orioles knew that Sam Basallo was an issue health-wise. And having somebody like Rutschman there, first off, being the primary catcher and spelling Basallo would help to keep him healthy. And second, your production doesn't fall off no matter which one's in the lineup. But it didn't turn out that way. Jeff, I think that a lot of teams, I don't know where the Orioles stood on Trevor Rogers. I still think personally that the Orioles have this thought in the back of their mind that they can re-sign him. I really do. I really think that they have a thought in the back of their head that they can re-sign Trevor Rogers. I think that personally the Orioles are only going to try and get him for like a 3-year, $45, $48 million deal. Try to give him something like $16 a year. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if the Orioles came back with like a 3-year deal for him. I don't expect it to be too much. But I think there was a market. Hey, Eric, welcome in. I think there was a market for him. I just don't think it was the market that the Orioles wanted. But I guess that's the same thing as not having a market. But we'll see. Because like I said about Adley, I think they listened on everybody. But I think the Orioles were one of these teams where they were buyers and sellers in that. Yes, Adley was traded, Eric. Yep. They were buyers and sellers into the fact that for the right deal, a player was available. But if the deal wasn't right, the Orioles weren't going to make the deal. And I think there were plenty of teams that called on Trevor Rogers, but they didn't give the Orioles what the Orioles wanted. So the Orioles said, okay, we'll just keep him. And I think they would have done the exact same thing with Adley Rutschman if they didn't get the deal they wanted. But they did. They got the deal they wanted. Boston overwhelmed them, and they made the trade. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. My son is at the game tonight. He sent me a picture. There it is, Oriole Park. He's there. My oldest son and his wife are there at the game tonight. So good for them. Have fun, guys. All right. Let's go over what's going to happen tonight with the Orioles game. We're going to go over the visiting Angels. Neto is batting first. Mike Trout batting second. Chanel batting third. Grissom fourth. Guzman fifth. Ballesteros sixth. Denard, I can't say his name, is batting seventh. Siri eighth. Meckler ninth. Grayson Rodriguez, former Oriole, is on the mound. Terrible season for him. We'll see if that continues, but he is going to be pitching. For the Orioles, Dylan Beavers batting first in right field. Batting second at first base is going to be Pete Alonso. Batting third at shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. Batting fourth at third base is Encarnacion Strand. Batting fifth and second base is Jackson Holiday. Sixth is DHing is Kobe Mayo. Seventh in left field is Franklin, new addition to the team. He's batting seventh. Batting eighth in center field is Colton Cowser, and batting ninth and catching is Navarez. Again, so two new additions are in the game tonight for the Birds. Let's see if they do anything to help the Orioles hopefully pull out a win. What's up, Victor? Welcome in. And Richard, the legend, Arjon's welcome in. Good to see you, bub. I'm having pizza. That's my dinner. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're all voting. I don't know how the votes are going. 7 votes so far. And an A and an F are winning right now. Wow, what a disparity. That is really funny. A and F are both winning. That's kind of funny. I can see both sides of it. I really can. Oh, Melissa has good pizza. That's her pizza. I gotta eat something. I wanted to get in early because I wanted to talk about the trades. I'm curious. We have some people in here. I said this yesterday when we did our trade deadline. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday when we did our trade deadline special live stream. I talked about the trade of Tarek Skubal to the Dodgers. And I brought up the conversation that they've had. Skubal has said it. Kevin Pillar has said it. And some other teams have said it. And I disagree with it. I'm nobody. I'm not the expert here. But they talked about how the Dodgers getting Tarek Skubal is not the Dodgers' fault. It's everybody else's fault. And they said, every other team, all 30 teams had the opportunity to get Tarek Skubal and had the ability to get him. The Dodgers were the only ones to pull the trigger. So it's not the Dodgers' fault. It's everybody else's fault. They had a chance. They didn't do anything. I understand the point of that, but I don't agree with the point. There are at least half the teams in Major League Baseball that don't have the ability, even if they have the players, they don't have the ability to risk their entire farm system, because to get him, you're more than likely going to have to deplete your farm system, or a good portion of it, for a guy that you're only going to get for a month and a half, because these middling teams in the middle are not going to get him long term. He's not re-signing with them. So you're risking a good haul of your minor league system, or important pieces of your minor league system, for a rental of a guy that doesn't guarantee you're going to win the World Series. Because there have been numerous times when trades of big time players has happened, and those players didn't result in World Series winners. So these teams know that. They understand that. See, the Dodgers, they can trade whoever they want because they understand that, okay, we're trading away these guys. We get Tarek Skubal. We don't win the World Series. Well, no big deal. We'll just sign him in the offseason anyway, and we'll come back, and then we'll win it next year. So I don't agree with that when they say that. Okay, when they say any team had a chance. No, they don't. Because they understand the hit that their farm system is going to take. It's a risk. And for those smaller market, mid-market clubs, it's a much bigger risk. So I disagree with that. I totally disagree when they say all 30 teams had a chance. They really didn't. Because it will kill their farm system if they do it, and then if they don't win, it was for nothing. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Orioles Angels, guys, we're about to get started here. It's just odd seeing an Orioles team that Adley Rutschman isn't on the team anymore. I have to take his poster down. I do. I got to take it down now. So anyway, yeah, I think it's part of the reason why I'm fully on board. Z-Free, welcome in. I'm fully on board with a salary cap and a salary floor. Again, when I look at the trade the Orioles made yesterday, the 4 guys they traded, none of them were moving the needle forward to the point that they were major cornerstone people in this team anymore. Tyler Wells sure wasn't. Taylor Ward sure wasn't. Dean Kramer sure wasn't. Adley Rutschman's the only one that really is a sting. Well, yeah, I mean, Victor, the thing about it is, again, it's just one of those things where there's certain teams that they know they can go out there and take the draft picks and say, here they are. Go ahead, take them. Take these prospects. You're fine. Take them from us. Because if Skubal doesn't work out for us this year in the playoffs, he's a free agent. We'll try to re-sign him in the offseason, or we'll go get somebody else. The mid-market and low-market teams can't do that. They just can't risk it. It's too much of a risk for a one-month rental for a guy that doesn't guarantee anything. I mean, CC Sabathia was traded from, what was it, Cleveland to Milwaukee the one time? They didn't win the World Series. I think Cliff Lee was traded. They didn't win the World Series. It happens all the time. Chang Kim, welcome in. Life's a risk. They all had a chance to get him. Look at the Mets and Yankees. They could have got him, but they didn't. Chang, I don't disagree with that. Life is a risk. But is it a calculated, smart risk? It's not. That's the difference, bud. You're probably you must be a Dodgers fan. But that I don't agree with that. That's not a smart risk for most teams. It's a risk that some teams, like the Dodgers, yes, I agree. The Dodgers, the Mets well, first off, the Mets aren't going to do it. The Mets are in last place and one of the worst teams in baseball right now. Sorry, Victor. Why? They're not going to do it. The Yankees, they did. I'll agree on the Yankees. The Yankees could have done it if they wanted. I guess Boston could have done it. Boston could have sent what they sent to the Orioles to the Tigers and gotten Tarek Skubal. But they don't need pitching. Boston's got very good pitching right now. What they need is offense. I don't know. No, not all the teams could have. And the ones that could have, you're right. They didn't pull the trigger. But I don't want to hear people say, oh, every team had a shot. No, they didn't. They didn't. But Kim, you are right. There are teams that could have tried. And maybe they did. And maybe they did. We don't know what was said behind the scenes. The Yankees might have tried. Boston might have tried. Maybe they didn't put together a good enough deal that Detroit liked. I know, Victor. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to eat something. I want to eat before the game gets started. All right, here we go. Cade Povich back in the major leagues. Real 2K. General managers of almost every team get crucified I was listening to a Boston broadcast when they traded for Adley Rutschman, and the team was crucifying their general manager for trading away everything they traded away for Adley Rutschman, who's hurt. And in their mind was his abilities were declining. So you get that everywhere. John Serpon, what's up? All right, here we go. Zach Neto stepping into the box. New look Orioles. First pitch, inside and high, ball 1, 1-0. We are underway at 6:36 p.m. Good to have everybody here. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you very much. There's a swing and a foul back, 1-1. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button. New look Orioles stepping in. 3-game set against a very beatable California Angels team. Worst team in baseball, especially in the American League. Thanks, Victor. 1-1 pitch. Here's fly ball. Center field. Fairly deep. Colton Cowser's under it. He's got it. And that's the first out. Here comes the future Hall of Famer, Mr. Mike Trout, who I think was, I don't know if he was even up there for trade possibility. I don't know if he has a no-trade clause with them or what, but never really any talk about Mike Trout getting traded, which I was kind of surprised by. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line, that's going to be foul. So 0-1 to Mike Trout. Trout's getting older. Definitely getting up there in the age, but he's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. Imagine the career he could have had if he could have just stayed healthy. 0-1 pitch high for a fastball, ball 1, 1-1. 24 in here. Welcome in, everybody. Nice having you all here. Thank you for the likes as well. Wow, good likes tonight. Love seeing it. What's up, Gloria? Good to see you. 1-1 count. Povich is ready. Here comes the pitch. There's a swing and a foul down the third base side. Quickly 1-2 on Mike Trout. I always said about Cade Povich, Povich is a good lefty. He's got good stuff. His command and his execution of his pitches, which is really the case for a lot of the Orioles pitchers, has been his Achilles heel. 245 hitter this year for Mike Trout. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. High on a fastball. Ball 2, 2-2. C. Salgado welcoming. Win for the wife. Yeah, amen. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball foul. Wow, 2-2 pitch outside on the changeup. Ball 3, 3-2. So Victor says, here's a question. If healthy for their entire careers, are you taking Ohtani or Trout? Three-two pitch. Foul back again. We're going to do it again. What's up, Nick? Nico de Grigo. I think I'm taking Ohtani because he pitches. It's such a game changer. 3-2. There's a curveball. Nice curveball. And Mike Trout fouls it off. He fights it off. See, these are the types of things, if I'm the Orioles hitters, and I see a Hall of Famer like a Mike Trout at the plate, oh, there's Brady Anderson. I forgot. He's coaching with Anaheim. You see a guy like Mike Trout, here 3-2 pitch, here it comes. Swing and a miss, he got him on a curveball. But you got a guy like Mike Trout at the plate right there. If I'm the young Orioles hitters, I'm watching him. Even though this is a power-hitting guy, he got the 2 strikes. What did he do? He kept fouling pitches off. He was short in his swing. He had some defensive swings right there to try to keep the at-bat alive. Eventually, Povich got him. But that's a good learning tool right there. You know, sometimes you got to foul some pitches off. So 2 quick outs. Here's Chanel. First pitch to him is outside and low. Ball 1, 1-0. Nolan Chanel, 273 hitter, 6 home runs, 37 RBIs on the season. 1-0 pitch. Outside again. Ball 2. Yeah, Victor, I think for me, if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to take Ohtani. It's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player to ever play. He did everything he did in a time when other guys, nobody else was doing what he did. 2-0 pitch high, ball 3. And this is where Povich, this is why Povich cannot stick in the major leagues. You get 2 quick outs, nobody on base. Next hitter, you're back. You're down in the count 3-0, just like that, and he walks him. Nope, that is a called strike. 3-1. Should have been a walk, but he called it a ball, and it would have been ball 4. But this is the issue with Cade Povich. He cannot stay consistent. He loses command of his pitches too much. 3-1 pitch. There's a called strike. 3-2. Now that one was a strike, and the hitter is not happy with it, but it was a strike. It was at the bottom of the zone, but it did catch the zone. But anyway, Victor, like I said, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry with the game. Yeah, I'm taking Ohtani. He's a two-way player. He can hit. He can hit. He's amazing hitting. He can pitch. There's a fly ball. Right center field. That ball is down. It's going to get down into the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Chanel. And just like out, a 2-out double by Chanel, however you say that, is going to give the Angels their first runner in scoring position. And it was a 3-2. It was right down the middle. It's a very hittable pitch, and he just put a good piece of wood on it. I thought Cowser probably could have got to that ball. So now we need a nice 2-out combination right here from Cade Povich. Let's see what he can do with it. Here's Grissom. First pitch to him. There's a curveball for a strike. Curveball's looking good today. Looking like a 10-2 curveball. I'm liking that. Vaughn Grissom. Wonder if that's Marquise Grissom's kid. 261 on the year, 7 home runs, 46 RBIs. 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? First base umpire says, yes, he did. So quickly 0-2. Let's see if he can get out of this inning now. And this is, again, another one of those things with the Orioles. It's an Achilles heel. You get ahead in the count, 0-2, 1-2, and you don't execute a good pitch, and usually it makes the other team makes you pay. Let's see what he can do here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball in the dirt. He got him. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 3. That's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left. We're going to head to the bottom of the first inning. What am I saying? No score. Here we go. Good job. So, yeah. Be sure to vote, folks. I'm curious what everybody's take is on the Orioles trade deadline moves. Were you happy? Were you not happy? I'm sure a lot of people were not happy, but I'm curious to hear from you. It's like I said, I wasn't happy. I'm sorry I'm talking with my mouth full. I wasn't necessarily happy with the Adley Rutschman trade, but all the trades that were made, I understood them. They made sense. They did. But I think you got to find a way to allow Kobe Mayo, Jackson Holiday, and Colton Cowser the rest of this season. They just have to play every day. Dylan Beavers, too. And speaking of Dylan Beavers, here he comes. He's going to step to the plate. Dylan Beavers, Pete Alonso, Gunnar Henderson. Against Grayson Rodriguez, former Oriole pitcher. First pitch to Dylan Beavers. Here it comes. Fastball outside, ball 1, 1-0. Grayson's is serving up a 7.98 ERA this season. He has a whip of 175. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball high, ball 2. Of course, usually when the Orioles face pitchers like this who have terrible ERAs and ratios, they usually throw no hitters until the 8th inning. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Here it comes. Fastball. Strike. 2-2. So far, Grayson is throwing nothing but fastballs to Dylan Beavers, and he's back in the count. 2-2. Rodriguez is at the belt. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. 98 miles an hour at top of the zone, and he struck him out. Looks good. I would expect that Grayson Rodriguez has something to play for tonight. His old team traded him away. First pitch is a fastball, 4-seamer, 98 miles an hour to Pete Alonso for a strike. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Bad swing right there by Pete Alonso. Quickly 0-2. Here we go. 0-2 pitch on the way. Nope, that's a changeup in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-2. Who's catching for the O's tonight? Great question. John. Navarez. He's a catcher that came over from Boston. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Struck him out on a 98 mile an hour fastball. So 2 quick strikeouts for Grayson Rodriguez. Looking good. Again, a little bit more motivation, of course, when you're playing against a team that traded you away. But 2 quick strikeouts. Beavers and Alonso, and now he's going to face Gunnar. He's got his fastball command right there tonight. 98 on that strikeout right there. First pitch to Gunnar. Here it comes. There's a line drive. Caught by the second baseman, and that's your inning. Gunnar swings at the first pitch. Hits a blooper, basically, to the second baseman. And that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Top of the second. Coming up, no score. I never really understand. I always laugh at this. When I remember when the Orioles traded in the offseason, they traded Grayson Rodriguez to the Angels. And I think it was Foul Territory or Major League Baseball or somebody interviewed him afterwards about the trade. And he was saying how he was gearing up for his first start against the Orioles in the regular season. You know, kind of like payback. And I'm thinking to myself, I never understand that. You know, you're a guy that's hurt all the time. You haven't lived up to your potential. You very rarely have good starts. And the Orioles, they just said, I think we waited as long as we can. We can make a trade for you. And they made a trade. Big deal. It wasn't personal. It was what it was. I never understood that. But hey, it is what it is. So Nick says, it looks like there's no relation between Vaughn Grissom and Marquise Grissom. Vaughn Grissom is from Orlando, though. Oh, cool. Anyway, good to have everybody in here. 28 likes already. That's amazing. We're trying to get to 40. Orioles trying to find a way to give some positive news to the fans who are still shell-shocked from yesterday's trade news. And we'll see. Cade Povich, you really want to see him now. They have the general manager for the Orioles in. He's in the booth right now. I can't put it on, but it should be interesting to hear what he has to say. All right, Cade Povich, first pitch. Here it is. There's a called strike on a fastball, 0-1. Denzer Guzman at the plate. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. There's a swing and a foul off to the right side. Quickly 0-2. So, yeah, Mike Elias he's got some damage control for sure. He needs to try to find a way to talk Orioles fans off the ledge. There's no doubt about it. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. And curveball in the dirt. Ball 1-2. You know, would we be having these conversations? Would we need to talk Orioles fans off the ledge if they hadn't traded Rutschman? Probably not. I think fans would have been okay with the moves that were made. But that was the big one. Outside with a changeup, ball 1. Or ball 2. 2-2. Well, do you believe that a change of scenery for players traded actually turns that player around? I think it depends on the player, Victor. It's been times when it's happened. There's been other times when it doesn't. 2-2 pitches inside for a ball. Ball 3. 3-2. It really just depends, to be honest, Victor. I've seen it where it's done well and then where it hasn't. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3. Great job by Pogue. You went high and outside. It was out of the zone. Guzman chased it. And that's strike 3. 1 down. Like I've seen, like Sabathia got traded from Cleveland in Milwaukee in the middle of a pennant race. He did great. You know, Schilling and Randy Johnson out in Arizona were great. I've seen Jack Flaherty get traded, and he was horrible. So, yo, Orioles fan, Angels fan here, watching the game on the Angels broadcast channel. Best of luck to you guys tonight and the rest of this series. Hey, you too, Bibby. Welcome in. Here's Moises Ballesteros. There's a curveball or a slider for a strike, 0-1. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being nice about it as well. We always ask, no matter who you're a fan of, as long as you're cordial, respectful, and professional, you're more than welcome to root for your team. Welcome in. Here's a ground ball. Base hit into right field. That's a 1-out single for Ballesteros. But welcome in, Bibby. So a 1-out single for Ballesteros. That's going to bring Denard to the... Is it Denard? Travis Denard? I'm not sure how he says it, but he is at the plate with 1 out. Here we go. First pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Walt, did you hear about the news about Harrison Bader? Supposedly he ran into a fire truck that subsequently ran his foot over. He was hurt bad. No, I didn't hear about that. 0-1 pitch. There's a changeup for a ball, 1-1. Nick, when you say he ran into a fire truck, what do you mean by ran into it? With his car, or like he was walking on and he ran into he just wasn't watching? 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a changeup, 1-2. Yes, Bibby. Pete's very good friends of mine. He's a very good friend of mine. He's a good friend of Jeannie's. I've actually gone to dinner with Pete many times. Pete and I actually used to live like 5 minutes from each other in Maryland. So we know Pete very well. 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball. That's going to get through for a base hit into right field. They were playing him to pull the ball, or they actually weren't playing him to pull the ball. Jackson Holiday was playing up the middle, and he just served it into right field for a base hit. So first and second, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. It wasn't a bad pitch by Cade Povich. It was just a good piece of hitting by Denard. That's going to bring Jose Siri to the plate. Not a fan of Jose Siri. Never have been. Here's first pitch to him. There's curveball. Swing and a miss. Strike. 0-1. So he was on a scooter, possibly inebriated. That figures. Is he playing? Who's he playing for? I'm new to baseball, and I don't have a team, but I do have a bet on this game. Over 9. King, welcome in. King to easy. There's a change up for a ball. 1-1. You took the over in the game? You know what? I understand why. Povich and Grayson Rodriguez, neither one have done really well. I could see that. 1-1 pitch. There's a curveball. Ground ball. One hopper to Gunner for one. Back to first. In time for the double play. Nice turn by Jackson Holiday. And that's going to be it for the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. Bottom of the second coming up. No score. That was a nice play. Gunner on the backhand on the one hopper. Threw a strike to second. Jackson Holiday made a nice turn. Threw it to first for the out. Brandon Schutz, welcome in. Bibby, no, not at all. You're very welcome here. Your team is your team. God bless you. You know, I have my team. My team's the Orioles. I love my team. But I'm going to be respectful. As long as people are respectful and nice and professional about it, you're always welcome to come in here. We have Victor in here. Victor's a Mets fan. We have, I forgot the young lady's name, who's a Guardians fan that comes in all the time. Jeff Snook is in here. He's a Twins fan. It's okay. You're more than welcome. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, he's well, that's too bad. I can't believe that. That's a bummer. You know, Harrison Bader, he wasn't, again, he's another one of those players. He's a mediocre player at best. But that being said, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry he was hurt bad like that. I hope he's going to be okay. That's never a good thing. I bet San Francisco's not happy about that. All right, bottom of the second coming up for the Birds. Encarnacion, Jackson Holiday, Kobe Mayo, and Franklin if we get that far. Jorge Gomez. I used to be an Indians fan, but they changed the name. I still call them the Indians, to be honest with you, Jorge. I am 55 years old. I've been around for a very long time. I love the name the Indians. I love Chief Wahoo. They used to have on the hat. It's a bummer. All right, here we go. Orioles got Encarnacion's going to lead off. Let's see what he can do. First pitch, here it comes. Swinging a foul back, 0-1. So Grayson's got his four-seamer working tonight. Good velocity on it right now, and he's throwing strikes. Obviously, he's a little pumped up to be playing the Orioles tonight. I'm sure he wants to show them something. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. There's a swing and a foul back on a slider. So quickly 0-2 on Encarnacion. It's another one of those things with the Orioles that's been an Achilles heel for them. They don't put the ball in play. Too many strikeouts for this team. In the last 2 games against the Phillies, they got shut out. They had 7 hits over 2 games. Total of 7 hits. 3 in one game, 4 in the other game. One game, they struck out 14 times. 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back again. 97 on the four-seam fastball. So the Orioles have been one of those teams that just cannot. I don't know. I don't even know how to word it. They just do not. When they get down 0-2, they just can't seem to put a ball in play. Here's a ground ball. Third baseman's got it. Over to first. In time, Encarnacion is the first out. I always say, bat on ball. Make contact. Put the ball in play. Something might happen. If you strike out, nothing can happen. Guys, 32 likes already. 8 away from our goal of 40. Our goal is right up there in the top right-hand corner for the likes. Please give us a like as you're coming in. Here's Jackson Holiday. First pitch to him is a called strike on a four-seamer. 97 miles an hour. 0-1. Jackson had a good stretch there in the Detroit series where he went like 8 for 11. It's cooled down a little bit. We'll see. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a miss on a changeup. That was a nice changeup. 0-2 now on him. Well, King, we'll see. The over might hit 9 total, right? So if it's a 6-5 game, you're good. Oh, 2 pitch. Here it comes. In the dirt on a changeup. 1-2. You never know. I mean, you never know. It's still early. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, bud. One-two pitch is a pop-up down the right field line. Fairly deep. The right fielder's over. He does not get there. It's out of play. I didn't see that, Bibby. You said, and they got him for the double play. I'm an Indians fan. That was an incredible play, in my opinion. No, I didn't see that. I didn't realize you're a Rays and Dodgers fan. Okay. 1-2 pitch. Here comes. Pop up. Third base. Nope. Shortstop's calling him off. He's under it. He's got it. That's the second out. And again, that's about apropos for the Orioles this year. You get a guy like a Grayson Rodriguez who's got almost an 8 ERA. He's got a whip of 1.75, which is horrendous. And yet the Orioles, they're nothing. They haven't even hit a ball. They haven't even hit a ball hard yet. Here's Kobe Mayo. There's a fly ball, short fly ball. Actually, the shortstop's going out for it. He's got it, and that's your inning already. No runs, no hits, no errors again for the Birds. Top of the third coming up. We got no score, folks. At what point in games do most scores happen? They're at any time, King, to be honest with you. Bibby, I don't know that'll happen, and it's still kind of early. It's only the second inning, or it's only the third inning. You know, he's off to a good start for sure, but I would temper that. I don't think you're going to see that. That's an extremely hard thing to do. Thank you, guys. 35 likes already. But we'll see how the Orioles do. Of course, at the end of the fifth inning, we'll do our out-of-town scoreboard. See how all the teams are doing around Major League Baseball. Keep you updated on those scores as well. We'll get back to that. It's your fault, Walt. We're going out to grab some pizza for dinner. Be back soon. All right, Victor, have fun, man. Hope it's good for you. That pizza was good, though. I hope it's good pizza. New York is New York deep dish pizza, right? Isn't it? Isn't New York deep dish pizza, Victor, before you leave? Navy Federal Credit Union. Thundercat Technology. Those are some of the sponsors of the O's game. All right, let's see if Cade Povich can keep the zeros going. He's given up a couple hits, but he's scattered them so far. They don't have any runs. We'll see. All right, here's Meckler. First pitch. There's a ground ball. Shortstop Gunner is not going to get there. It's into left field for a base hit. Austin Meckler with the leadoff hit. Or Wade Meckler, I'm sorry. Oh, Chicago's deep dish. I got you, Victor. All right, so a leadoff single. Again, the Orioles were playing him to pull the ball, and he just went opposite field. Even if Gunner had gotten to that ball, he wasn't going to throw him out. So a leadoff single for the Angels. They've already got 4 hits in the game. So now Povich is going to have to work from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Here's a changeup low and inside. Ball 1. He's getting the ball on the ground. They're not hitting the ball hard off of him. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a curveball for a strike. Oh, and 1-1. I'm sorry, 1-1. 1-1? That's a good curveball. His curveball's working well tonight. One pitch on the way. Here it comes. There's a line drive. Base hit into left field. So here we go again. First and second. Nobody out this time for Anaheim. And I think the Orioles, Cade Povich, for what it's worth, he is on this team right now because there's not many other options for the Orioles. As soon as Chris Bassett is ready, Cade Povich isn't going to pitch anymore. All right, here's Mike Trout. Trout's got a chance to get an RBI here. First and second, nobody out. First pitch to him. Fastball high, ball one, 1-0. Yeah, I think Cade Povich is, I think he's playing his way out of any more call-ups from the Orioles. I really do. His numbers, he can't find it. He can't find it. 1-0 pitch, here it comes. Oh, there's a check swing for a strike, 1-1. He just, 5 hits already given up, and he just has to be better than that. You got to have some clean innings, and he just can't seem to have clean innings. 1-1 pitch inside for a strike, 1-2, just caught the inside corner. And these are the big moments for a pitcher like a Cade Povich. You have a 1-2 count on Mike Trout. You've got to get him here. You can't give him anything to hit. Try to see if he'll expand the zone. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3. He did strike him out on a high fastball, and that's the first out. 1 down. So good for Povich there. That was good. Went upstairs at 92, and Trout couldn't catch up to him. So 1 down. 36 likes. 4 more to go. Here's Chanel. He doubled his first time up. Here's the pitch. Fly ball foul down the left field line. Welcome in, everybody. We got 30 people in here. 4 likes away from our goal. Orioles need a ground ball at somebody right here. Let's see if they can get it. 0-1 pitch is outside and low on a slider. 1-1. 5 hits already for Anaheim in the game. 5. One pitch. Fly ball down the left field line. That's going to get out of play. So 1-2 count on Chanel. One-two pitch. There's a ground ball. Jackson Holliday, his only play is going to be first base. He's going to get the runner. He's going to get the hitter. Chanel's out, but the runners do move up. So it is a productive out, at least for Chanel. He does get the runners over to second and third, but that's now the second out of the inning for Cade Povich. And it's going to bring Grissom to the plate, number 4 hitter. So big moment right here for Cade Povich. He really needs to get this guy. A hit here scores 2 runs. He's got to really bear down against Vaughn Grissom. Let's see what he can do. First pitch. There's a changeup for a strike. 0-1. I think he crossed him up. Looked like he might have crossed up the catcher, but it was called a strike anyway. He is not the father. Who's not the father? 36 people in here. Good to have everybody in here. 36 likes. We're 4 away from our goal. Hit the like button, gang. Appreciate you being here. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike. Quickly 0-2. 92-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. And Grissom couldn't lay off. So quickly 0-2. So Povich has got him right where he wants him now. Let's see if he can get and execute the pitch he needs to get out of this. Here it is. Just inside. Ball 1. 1-2. Mari Povich. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. He got him. He does get out of it. Good for him. Cade Povich, couple hits to lead off the inning, and he gets out of it. Bottom of the third coming up. No score for the Birds and the Angels. How about that? He is not the father. Yep, I remember that. Wow, 44 people in here. 36 likes, gang. We got 4 away from our goal. Thanks, everybody, for being here. O's Angels. We're talking about all the trades that happened yesterday. We got a poll. I think the poll is still out there. If you haven't already voted on the poll, please do. Go vote. I'd love to see what everybody's got to say about the poll. I want to see how everybody's voting on the poll. Hopefully they're voting. Between innings, public service announcement. Home Run in Chicago-style pizza is hands down the best frozen pizza I've ever had. Find it in your grocer's freezer. Write it down. You'll thank me. Okay. I'm going to try to find it, Jeff. It better be good. Not that it means anything if it's not, but it better be good. It better be good. It's like indoor plumbing. It's going to be big. All right, O's got the lineup coming up. Let's see if they can do something with it. You've got Franklin, Calzer, Navarez stepping to the plate. Seven, 8, 9 hitters. Let's see what the O's can do. Bottom of the third inning. No score to this point. Here we go. I'm sorry. And for Franklin, if I'm not mistaken, for Christian Franklin, I actually think he's making his major league debut. If I'm not mistaken, this might be his major league debut. So congratulations to him. First pitch, here it comes. Fastball inside and high, ball 1. I think this is Christian Franklin's major league debut. 1-0 pitch. Oh, outside on a slider, ball 2, 2-0. Looked like a strike to me, but they called it a ball. Two 0 pitch, here it comes. Fastball outside and high, ball 3, 3-0. So Franklin is definitely taken here, so I'm sure Grayson Rodriguez is just going to groove one. Here it comes. Oh, that's called a strike. That would have been a ball, but it's called a strike. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, 3-1. So he gave one back. So here we go. 3-1 count for Franklin. Let's see if he's swinging away here. Here comes the pitch. High, ball 4. So the Orioles, there goes your perfect game. Who was it? Somebody earlier said there could be a perfect game tonight. Nope, there goes the perfect game, Bibby. No perfect game, buddy. Still got the no-hitter intact, but no perfect game. Christian Mercedes, you should show the count. Yeah, I should. I don't have a way of doing that. I wish I did. That's a good idea. All right, here's Calzer. Fastball upstairs and high. Ball 1, 1-0. I would have to change that every pitch because I can't do it automatically. So I just kind of have it here. I'm not very high-tech, I know. 1-0 count. Here it comes. Change up off the plate, but called a strike. So 1-1. Maybe, baby, you never know. He still got it in play. So a 1-1 count on Colton Calzer. Franklin's got a good lead at first. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. 1-1 pitch is a changeup for a strike. 1-2. And that pitch right there was a very hittable pitch. And Calzer was obviously fooled on that pitch because that was right down the middle. And he took it all the way. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back. We're going to do it again. Would have been a ball, but Calzer couldn't lay off. Orioles were in Anaheim earlier in the year and lost 2 out of 3. One-two pitch. Here it comes. In the dirt. Change up in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-2. So a 2-2 count on Colton Cowser. Righty on lefty. Normally, these are situations that are good for Cowser. And Cowser's a very good fastball hitter normally. So you would think there could be a possible advantage for him here, but we'll see. I think Christian might go here. Franklin might go here. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Nope, he's not going. There's a ground ball. Base hit up the middle in the center field. Franklin's going to make the turn. He's going to go to third easily. No throw there. They're going to throw behind him at second, and that's a single for Colton Cowser. And there goes the no-hitter, baby. And the Orioles got first and third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. Nice piece of hitting right there by Colton Cowser. It was a changeup, low in the zone. He didn't try to do too much with it. He just went down there and got it and just serves it into center field for a base hit. And Franklin, good base running, kept the ball in front of him and took an extra base, went to third. First and third for the Birds. Here comes Narvaez. First pitch. Here's another slider for a strike, 0-1. So far this season, Carlos Narvaez is a 187 hitter, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs with Boston. GFR YouTube welcome in. There's the pitch. Oh, he hits him! Grayson Rodriguez throws a slider inside, and he hits Narvaez. And just like that, the Orioles got bases loaded, nobody out. Do you think over on 3 home runs? That's a good question. No, I don't think that it'll be over on that. Yeah, Christian, if I knew a way to do it, I would love to see that. All right, here's Dylan Beavers. He struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. Fastball low, ball 1, 1-0. It had the plate, it was just low. Just looking for a fly ball here. Fly ball, get a run home. 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball. Fairly deep left field. I don't know if it's going to be deep enough, though. Left fielder's got it. There's the throw, and he is not running. So Dylan Beavers does not do his job. He does not get the run home, and that's 1 down. Fairly deep, but medium range, and the Orioles weren't going to risk it, and the runner had to hold at third. So not a productive out by Dylan Beavers. And here comes the Orioles' best hitter, Pete Alonso. First pitch. There's a fly ball. Center field base hit! That's going to get down in center field. That's going to score 2. Here comes Colton Cowser to the plate. He scores! And the Orioles take a 2-0 lead on a 2-run single by Pete Alonso. Nice job, Alonso. And the Birds get the lead. 2-zip Birds, just like that. Just serves it into center field for a base hit. Franklin scores easy. Cowser scores easy. And the Orioles take a 2-0 lead. Here comes Gunnar. First and second, still only 1 out. The Birds take a 2-0 lead just like that. 38 likes, gang. 2 away from our goal. Please hit that like button, and I hope you subscribe. Come back for more Orioles baseball. It's been fun. Lots of thunder and lightning and clouds outside where I am. Hopefully we don't lose connection. That would be a bummer. So Grayson Rodriguez is doing Grayson Rodriguez stuff. He'll look great, and then he'll look terrible. It's the same thing he did when he was with the Orioles. Oh, here comes the rain. I hear it. All right, here's Gunnar. Let's see what he can do. First pitch, there's a line drive. 1 hopper to the second baseman at shortstop. Steps on 1, goes to first, not in time. They're not going to double off Gunnar. He hit a 1 hopper to the shortstop, who threw it to the second baseman. They tried to turn the double play, but weren't able to do it. Nobody scored, obviously. The runner goes to third, and Gunner's on at first. He hit it hard. He just hit it right at the shortstop. So 2 down for Encarnacion. The Orioles still got a chance here to get another run. Here's the pitch. Grayson's ready. Here it comes. Fastball outside. Ball 1. 1-0. Again, you're just looking for a base hit here. A ball up the middle, a base hit somewhere is going to score a run. You got a runner at third. A ball in the gap. A ball in the gap. You got a good chance of scoring a run with Gunner, because Gunner can run. So if you're Encarnacion, just put a good piece of wood on it. Try to serve it up somewhere. And let's see if we can get a hit. 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball, left field. Hit pretty well. That ball is caught by the left fielder. Nice play by the left fielder. Siri had to go up and get it. It was over his head. He had to jump, and he made a really nice catch. If he doesn't get to that ball, it's extra bases and it's 2 runs. But he does. And that's your inning. Good piece of hitting right there by Encarnacion. Siri just made a nice play. So we're heading to the top of the 4th inning. 2-0 Birds. Hey, what do you know? We hit our likes. 41. Awesome. You know what? Why not? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yeah, Nick, that was a nice catch. Because Encarnacion hit that ball well. And, Jose Siri had to go back on that. And he made a nice catch. He doesn't get that ball. It's 2 runs. And the Orioles are up 4-0. And Encarnacion is at least on second. So, good, nice play by Jose Siri. He saves Grayson Rodriguez right there. So now, if you're Cade Povich, you're coming out here in the top of the 4th inning. The Orioles are giving you a 2-0 lead. The best thing he can do for them is give them a quick inning, a 1-2-3 inning, get the offense back in the dugout, and let them start hitting again. Good to have everybody here. We got 36 people in, 42 likes. That's really nice, folks. Thank you very much. It means a lot. We actually picked up a couple subscribers too, so we appreciate that. We just went over 1,400 today. So we're now at 1,402. So it's great. Thank you all very much. Orioles with a 2-0 lead into the top of the 4th inning. And here's Guzman. First pitch to him is a called strike on a 4-seam fastball. 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. There's a called strike. Quickly 0-2 on Guzman. Oh, 2 pitch, curveball in the dirt, 1-2. Now, guys, I will let you know, just public service announcement myself here. I'm getting rain outside my house. I'm in Florida. I live in Florida. The storms can be pretty heavy at times. 1-2 pitch, high on the fastball, ball 2, 2-2. So, we could lose power. Hopefully we won't. If we do, I apologize. Obviously, that's going to end the stream. But stay with me. Hopefully we don't lose power. 2-2 pitch is swung off and fouled. We're going to do it again. Outside on a fastball, ball 3. So, and he walks him. So Povich walks the leadoff hitter. So it's exactly ball 4. I apologize. I'm trying to text somebody as we're talking, folks. So just like that, you get a 2-0 lead, and Kate Povich comes right out and walks the leadoff hitter. That's terrible. Here's the first pitch. There's a line drive foul by Ballesteros down the left field line, and that's 0-1. Oh, lights just flickered. 0-1 pitch to Ballesteros. A pickoff play at first base. Did they get him? They did get him. He's called out, and he is out. And that's the first out. So great pickoff by Kate Povich to get the walk guy. He is out, and that's 1 down. Great job by Kate Povich. And an 0-2 count on Ballesteros. What a great pickoff. What's up, Mark? Welcome in, man. Good to see you. So 0-2 count on Ballesteros. Man, it's really storming outside. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, foul. We're going to do it again. Great pickoff right there by Cade Povich. Kudos to him. That was a nice play. Got him leaning just a little bit and picked him off. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. Outside and low on a slider. Ball 1. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, foul down the left field line. We're going to do it again. Foul ball. All right, Povich is at the belt. Ballesteros is ready. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball. Up in the zone. That would have been out of the strike zone. It was a ball, but Ballesteros couldn't lay off. He chases it for strike 3. 2 down. Excuse me. 2 outs. Here's Denard. D'Arnold. I don't know how to say his name. D'Arnaud. Outside. Ball 1. Travis D'Arnaud, I guess. D'Arnaud? I don't know how to say it. 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball foul down the left field line. 1-1. 1-1. All right, 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. Well, it's really storming where I am, gang. Hopefully we don't get interrupted here. So a 2-1 count. Povich has got nobody on base, 2 outs. You don't want to lose this hitter here. Got to get him. Got to get him right here. 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul straight back. 2-2. Looks like the bat on the backswing hit the catcher, but he looks to be okay. So 2 down right here. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3! Right down the middle. I don't know what he was looking at. Man, that was right down the middle. He didn't even offer at it, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Bottom of the 4th coming up. 2-0 Birds. Orioles are being out hit 5-2, but we got the runs, and that's what counts. Wow, 44 likes. Thank you guys so much. That's amazing. Boy, oh boy, we got some rain coming down outside where I am. I know, I'm probably going to say that 10 more times. I apologize. I just hope we don't lose, you guys. Don't lose electricity. We don't want to lose power. Five, 6, and 7 hitters coming up for the Birds. 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up for the Birds. Excuse me. Yes, please hit that like button. Appreciate it all very much. This has been nice. Nice seeing a large crowd in here for us. You know, when we first started this channel, like really last year was the first year we really started to do anything with it. We would have 7 people watching, 8 people watching. Yeah, now we're getting anywhere from 35 to 50 people watching from time to time. That's great. We appreciate it very much. We're glad to have you here. And again, if we lose power, it is what it is. We appreciate you being here. Hopefully we don't. All right, Grayson Rodriguez back out on the mound for the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch to Jackson. Swing and a miss on a nice slider ball. Or swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1. That was really nice. That was a good slider. Oh, 1 pitch. There's another slider. That one's a little too far inside. 1-1. So a 1-1 count to Jackson Holiday. Here it comes. There's a fastball inside corner for a strike. 4-seamer at 297 miles an hour. 1-2 count on Jackson. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. There's a fly ball. Left field. Going to be out of play. All right, Grayson Rodriguez is at the belt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Pop up again. Infield, shortstop's going to call this one. He's going to get it. He's under it, and that's the first out. So Jackson Holiday is getting under the ball. 2 pop-ups for Jackson today. They're showing the fans in the stand. I'm looking for my son. He's there tonight, so I'm looking for him to see if I see him. I don't see him yet, but I'm looking. All right, here's Kobe Mayo. First pitch. There's a changeup or slider for a strike. 0-1. He popped out his first time up. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. There's a line drive down the left field line. Quickly 0-2 on Kobe Mayo. The one thing I want to see out of Mayo more than anything else is I just want to see him put bat on ball. I just don't want to see a lot of strikeouts, that's all. Oh, 2 pitch, here it comes. Just off the plate. Fastball just off the plate. Ball 1, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate again. Ball 2, 2-2. Good takes by Kobe Mayo right there. Those are 2 pitches that were very close. He could have offered at him, but he didn't. So he's got the count back to even, 2-2. Here it comes. Another good take on a slider. And it's low, ball 3. Those are really good takes by Kobe Mayo. Those pitchers are close. They're balls, but they're close. He does not offer at them. That's good. Let's see if he can do something. Here it comes. Nope. Swing and a miss on the slider. He got him. After all that I was singing his praises, and then he strikes out on a slider out of the zone. He made him work a little bit at least, but he got him. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Birds. Here comes Franklin. Walked his first time up. See if he can get a hit. First pitch. High. Ball 1 on a slider. 1-0. One-zero pitch. Here's a fastball just at the bottom of the zone. Ball 2. 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a foul back. Swinging a foul straight back. He was on that one. 98. Two-one pitch. Fly ball. Right field. Foul. It's going to get out of play. Foul. So a 2-2 count on Christian Franklin making his major league debut. Major league debut, folks. Two-two pitch. Here it comes. Ground ball. Shortstop. He's going to have to hurry in time to get him, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Birds. Top of the 5th coming up. 2-1. 2-0. 2-0 Birds. So whoever had the over, it's not looking good. We're heading to the 5th inning, and there's only been 2 runs scored. 46 likes. Keep hitting that like button, gang. Appreciate all of you being here. I'm going to check outside for a second. I want to see what the weather looks like out there. 1 second. Oh, yeah, it's dark. It's definitely dark out there. It's kind of one of those odd, what I call odd Florida storms, where I look to my left and it's, I wouldn't say blue skies and sunny, but it's better. I look to my right and it's like black. That's just how the weather works down here sometimes with these summer storms. Pray for no green sky, right? Amen to that. All right, we're heading to the top of the 5th inning. Orioles holding on to a 2-0 lead. Cade Povich is in a good pitcher's duel right now with Grayson Rodriguez. 2-0 game. Cade Povich so far has scattered 5 hits over 4 innings. Let's see what he can do here in the 5th. It's Pokemon night at Oriole Park. There's a lot of Pokemon fans out there. I know my son was there for that. He's 30 years old. But yes, he wanted the T-shirt. So he went to the game tonight with his wife. He's like, yeah, I want that T-shirt. I'm going. All right, Jose Siri is going to lead it off for the Anaheim Angels. Cade Povich clinging to a 2-0 lead. Let's see what he can do. First pitch. Fastball, swinging, a foul back, 0-1. Jose Siri, Wade Meckler, Zach Neto, 8-9-1 for the Angels. Jose Siri is set. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. Here's a ground ball at shortstop. Gunner charges, gets it, throw to first in plenty of time, and that's the first out. 1 down. That's going to bring Wade Meckler to the plate with one down. Meckler's 1 for 1. Here's the first pitch. Here's a slider just at the corner of the zone for a strike. 0-1. That was nice. Meckler's batting .300 on the season. He's 1 for 1 in this game. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Slider in the dirt and low. Ball 1. 1-1. 1-1. 47 likes. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate the new subscribers, too. We picked up 3 tonight. That's great. 1-1 pitch on the way. Here it comes. There's a changeup for a sinker. He threw a sinker right there for a strike. 1-2. Povich hasn't thrown very many sinkers tonight, but he did there. It's a strike. He's got a 1-2 count on Meckler. Let's see if we can put him away. Here's the pitch. Curveball. It's going to be a dribbler. Third baseman's going to have to charge. Throw to first. Not in time. It would have been close, but Pete Alonso couldn't hold it anyway. It was in the dirt. He couldn't come up with it. He probably is safe either way. I'm sure they're going to give him a hit for that. It was a bouncer to the third baseman. He had to charge quickly, and he wouldn't have had him even if Alonso comes up with it. So that's going to be a base hit. So a 1-out single for Meckler, and he's 2 for 2 in the game. That's going to get us to the top of the lineup for Zach Neto, who's 1 for 2 with a single himself. That's the 6th hit already for Anaheim in this game. Excuse me. All right, Povich is set. First pitch. Fly ball. Center field. Shallow center field. Colton Cowser's under it. He's got it. That's the second out. 1 pitch, 1 out. You love that if you're an Orioles fan. And if you're Cade Povich, you definitely love it. 1 pitch, 1 out every time. So 2 down. That's going to bring up Mike Trout. Trout's 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out twice. But you got to be careful here. I mean, Trout he's a student of the game. Throw over to first in time. Oh, they almost picked off Meckler. The Orioles are going to look at it. They're going to look at it. This was close. They're going to challenge it. Meckler was off the bag. The Orioles think they got him. They're going to challenge. I think he's out. He might be out. If so, that's the second one. That angle doesn't show up. The Orioles are challenging. So let's see. Is there enough there to overturn it? Yeah, he's out. I think he's out. He's tagging him right there and he's not on the bag. I think he's out. Let's see what they do. Yes, he's called out. They overturned the challenge is overturned. The Orioles win the challenge. That's the second pickoff of the game for Cade Povich. And that's your inning. No runs. 1 hit. I mean, nobody left on the pickoff. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Birds. Wow. Look at Cade Povich with the nice pickoffs in this game. Unbelievable. How about that? That's nuts. Unbelievable. All right, gang. We're just waiting for them to come back. That's 2 pickoffs for Cade Povich in this game. They can be backbreakers in games sometimes. You get a runner on, you're struggling to get hits, you're struggling to get runs, get a runner on base, and then he gets picked off. It's demoralizing. And it's happened not once, but twice now in this game for the Angels. How about that? Crazy. All right, Colton Cowser, Carlos Nevarez, back to the top of the lineup with Dylan Beavers. Your 8-9-1 hitters for the Birds. Let's see what they can do. First pitch to Cowser. Here it comes. There's a curveball for a strike. 0-1. Yes, Jeff, we are. 0-1 count on Cowser. Here it comes. Fastball. Swinging a foul back. 1-1. All right, 0-2 count on Colton Cowser. Quickly 0-2. Here it comes. Inside on the fastball. Ball 1-2. Cowser, Nevarez, Dylan Beavers. 8-9-1s for the O's. Bottom of the 5th inning. Clinging to a 2-0 lead. 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball down the left field line. Foul. We're going to do it again. Yeah, Jeff, definitely a lot of storms around us right now. Welcome in, everybody. Nice to have everybody here. 48 likes. We already passed our first goal of 40. Now we're trying to get to 60. Let's see if we can make it. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fly ball. Center field hit pretty well, but Trout's got room. He's under it. He's got it. That's the first out. 1 down. Share us out, folks. Christian Faith Night is coming up Thursday, August 20th, 6:35 p.m. Christian Faith Night. First pitch to Nevarez. There's a ground ball right to the third baseman. He's got it. Long throw to first in time, and that's the second out. Those 1 pitch, 1 outs. I don't like those a lot, but it is what it is. So 2 quick outs for the Birds in the 5th. All right, here's Dylan Beavers. He's 0 for 2. First pitch. Curveball for a strike. 0-1. Strikeout and a flyout so far. 0-1 pitch. Pop up. I think it's going to get out of play. Yep, it's going to get out of play, but quickly 0-2 on Dylan Beavers. Welcome, everybody. 48 likes, trying to get to 60. We already hit our goal of 40. But we upped it, trying to get a little bit closer to 60. Let's see if we can get there. 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside on a changeup. Ball 1-2. One-two pitch. Here it comes. There's another changeup. That's off the plate as well. Ball 2-2. Trying to see if he can get him to chase, and Beavers is not biting. He runs the count to 2-2. I think what you do here, if you're Dylan Beavers, you got to look, change up, and react to the fastball. Let's see what happens. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball swing and a foul off again. And that's exactly what he did there. Looked like he just reacted to the fastball in and got a piece of it. Excuse me. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Pop up. Again. Infield. Left side. Third baseman's under it. He's got it. That's your inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to head to the top of the 6th inning. Orioles are holding on to that lead. 2-0. All right, let's go around out-of-town scoreboard around Major League Baseball. See how the scores are going. Top of the 5th inning, the A's got a 1-0 lead over the Reds. End of 4, Mets have a 5-1 lead over the Guardians. End of 4, Phillies 4-0 over the Nationals. Top of the 4th, Yankees with a 1-0 lead over the Cardinals. Top of the 3rd, Red Sox 6-0 over the White Sox. Middle of the 3rd, Braves 1-0 over the Marlins. Bottom of the 1st inning, so just really getting started. Pirates, Brewers, 0-0. Top of the 1st, Twins, Royals, 0-0. Dodgers, Cubs, Giants, Rangers, Blue Jays, Astros, all warming up. Rays, Rockies, Padres, Diamondbacks, Tigers, Mariners are later on tonight. We'll do that again at the end of the 7th inning. See where teams are at the end of the 7th inning as well. Hot diggity dog. One more like and we'll be at 50. Woohoo! Yeah, let's do a joke. Where do burgers go dancing? At the meatball. I was fired from the orange juice factory. Because I couldn't concentrate. I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. I know. I can't help it. Did you hear about the golfer who didn't have I'm sorry, let me do that again. Did you hear about the golfer who didn't have metal clubs in his bag? He was iron deficient. We'll get back to those. All right, Cade Povich back out. Here's the pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. 1-0 to Mike Trout. Yes, that's a spicy beat the ball. All right, 1-0 count to Mike Trout. Here comes the pitch. Swinging a foul. 1-1. Hey, we hit 50 likes. Thanks, gang. All right, 1-1 count on Mike Trout. Let's see what Cade Povich can do. Here's the pitch. Curveball inside and low. Ball 2. 2-1. Povich, to this point, to his credit, I don't care if it's the Angels or who it is, 5 shutouts. Good for him. 2-1 pitch. Inside. Called strike on a sinker. 2-2. That was close. That could have been called a ball, but it was called a strike. Good for him. So a 2-2 count on Mike Trout. Cade Povich trying to put him away to start this 6th inning. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive foul down the third base side. He hit it hard. Just hits it foul. There's a 2-2 pitch. Line drive center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Mike Trout here in the top of the 6th inning. Still happening about the playoffs still, or just looking forward to 27. Bailey, what's up, man? Welcome in. Walter's at the game tonight. Bailey, I got to be honest with you. I no to both of those questions. I am not optimistic about the playoffs. 2.5 games out. I think people are missing the point. Bailey, I hope you're still here. I'll tell you in a second. Let me get this first pitch to Chanel. Povich is ready. Here it comes. Outside, ball 1 on a sinker. The Orioles are 2.5 out of the playoffs. I get it. But they have the toughest schedule in the second half. And they're not playing consistent baseball. And they've got to jump past 4 teams to make the playoffs. I'm not optimistic about the playoffs this year. Whether they would have traded players or not. 1-0 pitch. Oh my. Fly ball, right field. Playable. Dylan Beavers has got it. That's 1 out. 1 down. Whoo, he hit that ball hard. Thanks. I appreciate it, Bailey. No, I'm not optimistic about the playoffs at all. There's a lot of things working against the Orioles. I understood the trades, Bailey. I was upset about the Adley trade, but I understand it. And all the other guys, they all made sense. As for 2027, I don't think there's going to be baseball in 2027. First pitch, here it is, inside and high. Ball 1 to Grissom, 1-0. Yeah, unfortunately, Bailey, I don't think there's going to be baseball next year. So I think the lockout is definitely going to take a big chunk, if not the entire season. 1-0 pitch, here it comes. Fly ball, right field, hit pretty well. Dylan Beavers is going to have room, though. He's under it. That's the second out. So 2 down. 2 fly balls to right field, and quickly 2 outs here for the Angels in the top of the 6th. But yeah, Bailey, I'll be honest with you. It's not so much. I think people are looking at the 2.5 games and saying, "Oh my God, the Orioles are selling. They're still got a playoff shot." But do they really? I don't know. I mean, they really have to go on a run, in my opinion, to make the playoffs. All right, Povich has got Guzman. Throw over to first. Nope, Trout's back. It's just, having to pass 4 to 5 teams in the standings, and your schedule in the second half is going to be one of the hardest schedules, if not the hardest schedule in the second half. And they're not playing inspiring baseball as it is. No, I'm not very optimistic. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman. Back in the corner, go to second, and got him! He got the leadoff guy at second. It was a smart play by Encarnacion. If he had tried to go to first, he wouldn't have got the runner. He went the short route to second. Gets the out. That's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. Bottom of the 6th. Coming up, 2-0 Birds. So, sorry, I just got here. What team is in the back? Orioles are coming up. Bottom of the 6th inning. Very true. Lockout is definitely going to happen, which is so sad considering the ground baseball is made post-COVID at growing the game. Excited for the prospects we got back. Bailey, again, I think when it comes to Taylor Ward, real quick, Taylor Ward expected him to go. The Orioles weren't going to re-sign him. I think he underperformed compared to what we wanted. When we traded Grayson Rodriguez for him, I really thought we were expecting run production from him. And I mean home runs, RBIs. He wasn't producing any of that. Okay, he was a good guy that walked a lot. Big deal. That's not why we got him. The Dean Kramer trade, I have no problem with that. Kramer's terrible. Never liked him. Don't like him. He had over a 5 ERA. He was giving up home runs left and right. I have no problem trading Dean Kramer. Tyler Wells, a little bit of a head scratcher, but they got Farreau back. I think his name is Farreau or Farrat back. Great prospect, really, to be honest with you. And middle relievers are a dime a dozen. They can have a good season. They can have a bad season. The Adley trade's the one that hurts. And not because he was doing anything productive. I mean, Adley, the last 2 seasons, his production's been down. And he's hurt a lot, Bailey. But he's the guy we drafted. He was the 1-1 guy, and that it hurts in that respect. And I think the only reason why the Orioles traded him is because they were blown away by the offer by Boston. If they didn't get exactly what they wanted in the offer, I don't think the Orioles would have traded him. But Boston did give them what they wanted, and so they pulled the trigger. That's it in a nutshell. All right, here's Pete Alonso. His 2-run single is the difference in this game. First pitch. Fly ball foul down the right field line. Wow, that's a lot of thunder. 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back. 0-2. And Bailey, I get that too, but I understand why it happened. Mike Elias said it in his interview, his post-interview. Copy that, says personal. Welcome in. There were only so many 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. In the dirt. Ball 1 on a changeup. 1-2. There was only, he said, a few teams that were looking for catching. And 2 of them were out of the American League East, the Yankees and the Red Sox. The Red Sox made the best offer. Ground ball dribbler right back to Grayson Rodriguez. He's going to pitch it to first base. That's 1 down. So, that's the thing. I think that's why they traded him to Boston. Because they made the best offer, and there weren't many teams that were asking for catchers. Bailey says he was a good on-base guy, very counterintuitive. He was great on base, very counterintuitive. Kramer over time grew more and more dislike. Adley makes sense to me as well, for sure, but I definitely get him. Yeah, I think it was but you know what, Bailey? I do think it's a massive overpay if I'm Boston. Adley hasn't been healthy the last 2 years. His production's down. And they're getting him hurt. He's not even on the team right now. Later, Sony. Have a good night, buddy. 0-1 pitch. Strike to Gunnar. 0-2. Later, Sony. Have a good night, pal. Appreciate you being here. So I think they did overpay for Adley. They got a lot for Adley Rutschman. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. High on a fastball. Ball 1. 1-2. I'm not surprised with the way Grayson Rodriguez is pitching tonight. I did expect him against his old team to pitch well. Again, a little bit more incentive. And every time the Orioles face a pitcher that is having a tough season, they always seem to pitch like Cy Young whenever they do. 1-2 count on Gunnar. Here's the pitch. High, ball 2, 4-seamer. Take care, Sony. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate you. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a changeup. He got him. Gunnar was way out in front of that one. They're going to have to figure something out with Gunnar Henderson. Say what you want. There's a guy whose production has really dropped off. I mean, he's batting 217. His average is down about 60 to 70 points from last year. All right, Encarnacion, first pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. There's a line drive foul down third base line. He hit that ball hard. No, I agree, Bailey. I think the pitching is looking a lot better. I think they got a lot of depth in the pitching now. You're right. Boston Bateman, Dwerza's there. And Nate George is still a good outfield prospect. I think he's like number 2 in the system. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. He did not go on that fastball. 1-2 to Encarnacion. Bottom of the 6th, guys. 2 outs for the Orioles. They're clinging to a 2-0 lead. This is still anybody's game. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Slider, swinging a foul. You know what, the thing about it, Bailey, is not everybody leaves. Not everybody leaves. You never know. They might sign him. 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball left field. Hit pretty well. But right at the left fielder. Series got it, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Top of the 7th coming up. We're flying through this game. 2-0 Birds. And I'll be honest with you, Bailey. If Gunnar Henderson continues to play the way he's playing, there may not be many people that are upset he leaves if he continues to play the way he's playing. Yeah, I agree with that, Bailey. I agree. I think the guy that the Orioles got from Boston could conceivably play next year for the Orioles. I'm not saying out of spring training, but we'll see. Yeah, Bailey, I don't think he's... Here's the thing about Gunnar Henderson. You can say what you want. Gunnar Henderson's not getting anywhere near $500 million. He's just not. I think the Vladimir Guerrero deal, I think the Juan Soto deal are a cautionary tale of these big-time contracts. I think that it really is. I think it's a cautionary tale. Even the Kyle Tucker deal to the Dodgers for the amount of money he's making and he's not producing. I think those deals are cautionary tales. And if Gunnar continues to play the way he's playing, the money won't be there. It just won't. It might be a 8-year, $280 million deal. But, I mean, you got a guy like, take for instance, a guy like a Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, who averages 40 home runs a year, 115, 20 RBIs in his career. The guy is just a bona fide slugger. He's a great player. He got 5 years, 150. His production's better than Gunner's production. Excuse me. So I don't know what Gunner thinks he's going to get. All right, well, that's it for Cade Povich. Rico Garcia's in the game. He's going to pitch to Ballesteros. First pitch, swinging a foul off, 0-1. Yeah, I don't think Gunner's got any shot at $500 million. Not any shot. Excuse me. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Hey, Adrian. Welcome in, bud. There's this changeup for a strike. 0-2. Yeah, we're not happy about it, but it makes sense. It does. It makes sense. I understand the trade. Good to have you in here. All right, Rico Garcia's got a quick 0-2 count on Ballesteros. I'm going to sneeze again. Excuse me. 0-2 pitch. Oh, curveball. Did he go? Third base umpire says, no, he did not. 1-2. Sorry, guys. When I start sneezing, I get on a roll of like 5 or 6 sneezes in a row. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a changeup. He got him. One down here in the top of the 7th inning. Great job by Rico Garcia right there. All right, I need to blow my nose. I'm sorry. Hang in there, gang. Don't go anywhere. Hold your ears. I'm going to blow my nose. So one down here in the top of the 7th inning. That's going to bring Travis d'Arnaud to the plate. First pitch to him. Here it comes. Fouled off. 0-1. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. 52 likes tonight. That's a lot. I really appreciate that. Orioles got 2 hits in the game. 2 hits. 0-1 pitch. Outside on a changeup. Ball 1. 1-1. So what direction are the Orioles going? They're going forward, Adrian. You know, I don't know. I still think they think they're contenders. But we'll see. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on the changeup. 1-2. Good changeup tonight from Rico Garcia. And the Orioles have 2 hits in the game. One by Alonso and one by Cowser. That's it. 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball foul. Going to do it again. But, you know, Grayson Rodriguez has pitched well for the Angels. Cade Povich pitched better. Gave up more hits, but he gave them a 0, and that's really all that matters. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. There's a ground ball or a fly ball. Base hit into right field. So, d'Arnaud gets the base hit, and that's going to bring... I'm sorry, it wasn't d'Arnaud. It was Josh Lowe who got the base hit. My apologies. They had a pinch hitter. Josh Lowe pinch hit. He got the base hit. So, a 1-out hit for him, and that's going to bring Adam Frazier to the plate. Adam Frazier, former Oriole. Adam Frazier, still in the major leagues. First pitch to him. Here it comes. There's a curveball in the dirt. Ball 1. Adam Frazier, former Oriole, in the game. Only had the 1 season with the Birds, but Frazier, .210 hitter this year. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. But he's a lefty, and that's why he's in the game. Here's the pitch. Throw back down the first. Behind the runner, not in time. He gets back. And that's going to be a ball. So I think it's a 2-0 count on Frazier. Rico Garcia has been suspect lately. He has not been as lights out as he was earlier in the season. Garcia's ready. Here it comes. Pop up. Third base side. It's going to get out of play, though. So a 2-1 count on Adam Frazier. Yeah, Adrian, it all starts with tonight. Yes, and former Angel, but he is an Angel. Frazier used to be with Kansas City, too, I think. 2-1 pitch. There's a line drive. One hopper to Gunner. He bobbles, throws to first. He bobbled the ball. He was going to throw it to Jackson, but he bobbled it. Instead, he takes it and steps on the bag at second to get the lead runner for the second out. He's not going to be able to turn the double play, but because Gunner couldn't come up with it cleanly, it cost him a double play. So he gets the lead runner at second, but it costs the Orioles a double play. Let's see if it costs them in the run department. Here comes Wade Meckler. First pitch, here it is. Curveball, low, ball 1-0. Yeah, it was a two-hopper to Gunner, hit hard. Gunner tried to backhand it again. I don't know why all these guys have to backhand everything. And he didn't come up cleanly with it, so he had to run the ball to second, stepped on second, but he wasn't going to double off Frazier. Ball 2 to Meckler, 2-0. This is tight, too, because remember, it's only 2-0. Every time the Angels get a runner on, the tie-in run steps to the plate, and all you need is one bad pitch, and you're tied. 2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3-0. And now the problem is Rico Garcia's got a 3-0 count on the number 9 hitter, and that's going to turn the lineup over if he doesn't get this out. 53 likes, gang. 7 more to go. 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. There's a strike on a four-seam fastball. 3-1. Meckler was taken all the way there. And the Angels really want to turn this lineup over. They'd love to get Zach Neto to the plate as, with 2 runners on as the lead run. 3-1 pitch. It's low, but it's called a strike. And Meckler's going to challenge. It was low. It was called a strike by the umpire. Meckler is going to challenge. I think he's going to win the challenge, and it's going to be ball 4. Yep, ball 4. That's what I thought. Yep, it looked like a ball. It was called a strike. Meckler challenged it and wins the challenge, so that's ball 4. First and second for Anaheim, and they get exactly what they want. They turn the lineup over. Zach Neto is going to step to the plate. Now, they just haven't been able to get the same kind of production out of Rico Garcia that they got earlier in the year. Remember, earlier in the year, he was like unhittable. But now he's been struggling. Now, while we're waiting, let's do another joke. If 2 vegans get in a fight, is it still considered a beef? That was kind of funny. I kind of like that one. All right, here we go. Zach Neto at the plate, top of the 7th inning. And Rico Garcia has gotten himself into trouble. Gunner's bobble, it might come back to hurt the Orioles here. Let's see. First pitch to Neto. Here it is. Called strike, 0-1. Bailey says, all right, Walt, got to roll out here. Glad to catch up a couple minutes. Good catching up. Love talking baseball with you. Want to see the boys compete this year and have fun. Hey, good seeing you too, Bailey. Say hi to your family. Love you guys. Say hi to your mom and dad and sisters. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Quickly 0-2. Yeah, good seeing you, Bailey. Seriously, buddy. Say hi to your family for me. Bailey, my cousin, Kathy, is Bailey's son, so Bailey's part of my family. Orioles need to get this together. It has been tough to listen and watch their games. Yeah, it's true, Adrian. Rico's ready. 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. There's a curveball outside and low. 1-2. This is a big pitch in the game here now. Top of the 7th inning. Anaheim's running out of outs. And they got an opportunity right here with a big hit to tie this game or maybe even go ahead. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, left field. At the track. At the wall. Caught at the wall. Woo! That was close. Oh my goodness. Rico Garcia got away with one. As soon as the guy hit it, Rico Garcia bowed his head. He thought it was gone. I thought it was gone. He hit it all the way to the wall, and at the wall, it was caught for the final out. Woo! Couple runners left on base. Rico Garcia got away with one. Bottom of the 7th coming up. 2-0 Birds. And that right there has been the biggest issue for these pitchers with the Orioles. He's got a 1-2 count right there. And he leaves one right over the plate. And that guy was about a foot away from giving the Angels a 3-2 lead. Execution of pitches is so important, especially in the big counts. And he got away with one there. That was really close. And the Orioles' offense has been horrendous tonight. I mean, they got the 2 runs. The Orioles are winning this game because the pitching has kept them in the game. The Orioles have 2 hits. They have 2 hits in the game. Cowser got a hit. And Pete Alonso got a hit. That's it. That's all they have the entire game. Their offense has been horrendous the last 3 games. They got 3 hits in the second game against the Phillies. They got 4 hits in the final game against the Phillies. Didn't score a run in either one of those games. And they've got even less hits tonight. They've got 2. The offense has been just terrible. And tonight they're winning tonight because the pitching has done what it's had to do to get out of these innings. Just horrible, horrible, horrible. The offense is terrible. All right, here's Jackson Holiday. First pitch to him is called strike. Low, but it's called a strike. 0-1. See, bottom of the 7th, if I'm Jackson right there, I would have challenged that. It's late enough in the game now to start challenging. 0-1 pitch. Pop up. Third base side's going to get out of play. Third baseman's going to give it a look, but it's out of play. So quickly 0-2 on Jackson. Holiday, for a while there, he had his average up to like 265 at one point. He's kind of gone back into a little bit of a slump. Still only 22 years old. Only his second full season, and not even a full season. He missed most of it. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Swing and a miss. He's out. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. I mean, Jackson, we didn't even see Jackson until June. He missed all of April, all of May. One down. Here comes Kobe Mayo. Yeah, Grayson's pitched well against the Orioles tonight. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1. I don't know what it is. Kobe Mayo, sliders away, just cannot lay off. He just cannot pick up the spin. 0-1 pitch. What is going on? Hold on, gang. I lost the game. I'm trying to get it back. Kobe Mayo did something. I didn't see what he did. I'm sorry. I've lost the game on my main screen here. Hang with me for a minute. Did I lose internet connection? Looks like Mayo hit a ball down the line. There it is. All right, we're back now. So Mayo got a triple for the Orioles. My apologies. So a 1-out triple for Kobe Mayo. So the Orioles got a runner on third with 1 out. Oh, it got by him. So a 1-out triple for Kobe Mayo. My apologies, guys. I lost the game for a minute. Hopefully you guys are there. Let me know if you're there. I definitely apologize. So that was kind of anticlimactic, but hope you guys are there. Yep, a 1-out walk. I'm sorry, 1-out triple for the Birds, and they got a chance to get another run on the board here with Christian Franklin at the plate. See if he can get a hit here. That would be great. Yeah, I don't know why. It froze on my screen, so I apologize, guys. All right, Christian Franklin. All the Orioles need right here is a fly ball. Fairly deep. It gets the run home. Here's the pitch. Slider for a strike. 0-1. Big triple for Kobe Mayo right there. That's a big at bat. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball. Runner's coming home. Throw to the plate's going to be in time, and he is out at the plate. They were playing in, and Franklin hit it right to the shortstop. It was a contact play, which I hate. I don't know why they do that. Kobe Mayo on contact was running. It was hit right to the shortstop. He threw home, and Mayo's out at the plate. So 2 down now. And here comes Colton Cowser. Terrible, terrible at bat. So a runner on first with 2 outs. Orioles had a chance to add a big extra run right there, and not now. Swing and a miss, strike on a changeup. 0-1 to Cowser. They got their 3rd hit of the game, but again, the last 3 games for the Orioles: 3 hits, 4 hits, and 3 hits. Fastball high, ball 1, 1-1. What's up, Zip? Zippity-doo, Doug. What's up, Doug? Welcome in, man. Good to see you, buddy. Doug is one of our partner channels over on our Mouse Talk channel. Check him out with Coffee Talk every Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. No, throw over to first. He's back. What's up, Doug? Welcome in, man. Give us a like coming in, buddy. We're trying to get to 60 likes. We're at 59. We might make it. It could happen. 1-1 count on Colton Cowser. Good lead for Christian. Swing and a miss on another changeup. 1-2. So Franklin's got a good lead over at first. I'm letting him go if I'm the Orioles. Cowser can't hit a changeup. All right, here we go. Cowser in the box. He's got one of the Orioles' 3 hits. At the belt, here comes the pitch. Check swing. It's going to be a dribbler up the line. It's going to be foul, though. Foul ball. It was a check swing, dribbler up the line, but it goes foul. Who can the Orioles get in the offseason? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who's... I'll be honest with you. I don't even know who the free agents are in the offseason. Plus, you got to wonder on which guys won't be tendered contracts by teams. So it's way too early, Adrian, to even think about that. All right, Colton Cowser's got a 1-2 count on him here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Man on first. Orioles trying to find a way to get an extra run or 2. A couple insurance runs would be nice here. 1-2 pitch on the way. Here it comes. Foul ball off to the left. We're going to do it again. 59 likes. Thanks, gang. Appreciate all of you. What a sunset at Oriole Park. That's beautiful. I'd like to see Cowser get a big hit in an off-speed pitch. Here's the pitch. Inside. There goes the runner. Throw to second. Not in time. And Christian Franklin with his first stolen base in the major leagues. And it's a 2-2 count on Colton Cowser. So the Orioles now have another runner in scoring position. A base hit here should score him. Yeah, I didn't even tag him. He's safe by a mile. See if Cowser can get the hit. Cowser's at the plate. He's ready. Rodriguez at the belt. Here's pitch. Fouled off again. He's keeping the at-bat alive. He's got some defensive swings, but he's not over-swinging, which is good. This will be pitch number 8 in this at-bat. Here it comes. Change up in the dirt. Ball 3. 3-2. And if I'm Grayson Rodriguez here, I'm probably not too upset if I walk Cowser. Because you got Navarez on the deck, and Navarez is a right-hander batting 186, who's done, he's a righty on righty. I don't think this is a big deal if they lose him here. Vamos Orioles. Welcome in, Adrian. Adrian Casanova. 3-2. Here it comes. Called strike 3 on a changeup. Cowser just looks at it. Called strike 3 right there, and Cowser does not offer at it, and that's the inning. Terrible at bat. As much as I was praising him for a minute there, you cannot strike out looking. Top of the 8th inning coming up. They just could not score the run. 2-0 Birds. No, Adrian, I wouldn't say there were a lot of big names that moved. There were a couple. Obviously, the big name was Tarek Skubal, and there were some other good trades of players that'll be helpful. But yeah, I wouldn't say anything, no major blockbusters. I think Tarek Skubal and probably Adley Rutschman were probably the biggest names moved. Freddie Peralta, I think, moved. But no, not a ton. All right, let's go around Major League Baseball. It's past 7 innings. Let's do our out-of-town scoreboard. Bottom of the 7th, Mets got a 5-2 lead over the Guardians. Bottom of the 7th, Phillies 5-0 over the Nationals. Top of the 7th, Reds Athletics are tied 3-3. Top of the 6th, Yankees 2-0 over the Cardinals. Top of the 6th, Braves 1-0 over the Marlins. Top of the 5th, 6-0 Red Sox over the White Sox. End of 3, Pirates Brewers are tied. Top of the 3rd, Royals 2-0 over the Twins. Middle of the 2nd, Dodgers got a 1-0 lead over the Cubs. Bottom of the 1st, Rangers 2-0 over the Giants. Blue Jays Astros just getting started, 0-0. Rays Rockies, Padres Diamondbacks, Tigers Mariners later on tonight. That is your final out-of-town scoreboard for the evening, folks. Top of the 8th inning coming up for the Birds. I don't think Rico Garcia will come back out for this inning. I could be wrong, but I don't think he will. Well, I don't know, Adrian. I think the trade to Boston was a good trade for the Orioles. It sucks because one of your favorite players, Adley Rutschman, very popular, great guy, wonderful. We drafted him first overall. I get it, but what the Orioles got for him was hard to pass up. That's really good. I think the Orioles got more for Adley Rutschman than the Tigers got for Tarek Skubal. And part of that is because, Adley Rutschman is still controllable for another year. All right, looks like Andrew Kittredge's in the game. Let's see what Kittredge can do. 4.02 ERA on the year. He's not had a very good year, but he's got an 0-1 count on Mike Trout. Here's the pitch. There's a foul ball. Quickly 0-2 on Trout. Skubal's on the bump for the Dodgers tonight. Okay. Oh-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He got him on a slider. One down here in the top of the 8th inning. Great job by Andrew Kittredge on that. Real good bite on that slider. Excuse me. One down. That's going to bring Chanel to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Here's first pitch. There's a called strike. 0-1 on a sinker. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We got 59 likes. One more like, and we'll hit our goal. Nolan Chanel. It's got an 0-1 count. Kittredge's pitch. Here it comes. Called strike 2. Four-seam fastball. 0-2 on him. Oh-2 pitch. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Fair in the corner. It's going to be extra bases. He's going to make the turn, and Chenul is going to go into second with a double. A one-out double. Just like that. One-out double for the Angels. And just like that, they've got the tying run coming to the plate. Yeah, we did, Adrian. I like the guy we got from the for the Rays. He was with the Orioles originally. We traded back for him. So here we go. Chenul's on. Here's Grissom. 0-3. He's got a chance here to tie this game up. Here's first pitch to him. Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-1. Welcome back, Victor. Again, when you have a small lead like this, a 2-0 lead, a 1-0 lead, anything changes. One swing and it changes the momentum of the game. Here's pitch inside on a sinker, ball 1, 1-1. So Kittredge has got to be really, really careful here. No shot at a double play with a runner on second, but you want to get this out. 1-1 pitch, here it comes. Slider in the dirt, ball 2, 2-1. Two-one pitch. There's a swing and a foul back. Ball, or 2-2. Would have been ball 3. It was inside and low, but Grissom offered at it. We'll take it. Two-two pitch. There's a line drive. One hopper off the glove of the third baseman. Into left field. That's going to score the first run. And he's going to go to second. The throw in the second is not in time. And there's a double. It's going to be an error on the third baseman. He should have had it. And that's a run for the Angels just like that. And it's now 2-1. And they got a runner at second. That ball was hit hard, but I think the third baseman should have came up with it. He never even... all these guys trying to backhand these balls is ridiculous. He never touched it, so they might give him a hit there. Unbelievable. Slider, swing and a miss. Call. That's a strike. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It shouldn't be... it should be an error on the third baseman. These guys do not get in front of the ball anymore. They try to backhand everything. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Pop up, left field, fairly deep. Christian's got it, though. He's got it. That's the out. Runner is not going to go to third, and that's 2 down in the inning. Franklin, nice catch there. Got the ball in quickly. It's just bad. All of these guys, we're seeing it across the board with the Orioles. Gunnar does it. Jackson Holiday does it. Encarnacion does it. Whenever there's a ball that's hit fairly hard at them, they try to backhand into everything instead of getting in front of it and trying to knock it down with their body. All right, here we go. Again, a base hit will score it. We'll tie this game. Here's Ballesteros. Swing and a miss on the slider. 0-1. Execution on this team defensively is just horrendous. He didn't even try to get in front of the ball and knock it down. He just put his glove down and tried to olay it. 0-1 pitch. There's a dribbler up the first base side. Pitcher's got to throw to first. It hits the runner! Kittredge threw it to first and he hits the runner in the back. And the runner's going to be safe. Luckily, the runner at second only went to third. He wasn't able to steal. Terrible play by Kittredge. That's going to be an error. Hey, what's the call here? Hold on.
because of this. He was way
Look where he
inside.
is. You hit that 45-foot line.
Okay, he's out. The umpires are calling him out at first base. They're saying he was out of the first base line, so Kittredge didn't make it a faux pas. They're saying that he was out of the baseline, that he was running, like when you go down the first base line, he was way over into the grass in fair territory, and Kittredge didn't have anywhere to throw it. So they're calling the runner that was running the first base on the dribbler out of the base path. That's the inning. So the Orioles get a break. Woo! Bottom of the eighth coming up. The Angels are on the board, though. Back-to-back hits, or a double and then an error. And it's a 2-1 game. Wow, how about that? Yeah, he hit it up the first base line, and it was a dribbler, and Kittredge came off the mound and grabbed it, but he was so far over into the playing field on the grass. He wasn't on, down the first base line, you have all the dirt. He was on the grass on the fair side, and he was out of the base path. So that's a huge break for the Orioles right there. We're going to the bottom of the eighth inning. They got the lead, but man, that's just a huge break for them. Thanks, Victor. I thought, to be honest with you, I didn't even notice that he was out of the base path. I just thought Kittredge threw it right into his back. Man, 3 hits for the Orioles tonight. And again, another error by this team. Jason Thibodeau, welcome in. Mitch Ferris is now in the game, a lefty for the Angels. He's going to face Carlos Navarez. First pitch, here comes. Here's a called strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Here's a ground ball. A shortstop. He's up with it. Throw to first in time. 1 down. Yeah, Jeff, I got to be honest with you. Either him or Anthony Nunez, I would assume, will close. Yeah, Victor, I don't like the banana baseball. The Savannah Bananas, I hate it. I think it's a joke. I can't get with it. I'm sorry. I just can't. No offense to anybody that likes it. If you like the bananas, good for you. I can't get with it at all. Not a fan. All right, Tyler O'Neill is going to pinch hit for Dylan Beavers. First pitch is outside, ball 1, 1-0. 7 home runs on the year, 17 RBI, 662. He's got a 209 batting average. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. Cano is up. So, yeah, Cano, Anthony Nunez, one of those guys. It looks like it's going to be Cano. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike. 2-1 on a 4-seam fastball. Swing and a foul back. 2-2. Two pitch. Here it comes. Inside. Ball 3. 3-2. You know what, Jeff? It's funny you said that. Back in the day when I was younger, I used to love wrestling. I used to go to a lot of wrestling matches when I was a kid. Not even a kid. When I was a young adult, used to go to wrestling matches all the time. 3-2 pitch. Pop up. Right field side. It's out of play. I actually went to WrestleMania 5 in Trump Plaza in New Jersey. Trump Plaza in New Jersey. I went to WrestleMania 5. It was the Mega Powers Collide. Never forget it. Went down to the Baltimore Convention Center to see WrestleMania 3 on closed circuit TV. There's a fly ball. Left field, hit pretty well at the track, at the wall. He jumps. He does not get it. It's a home run. Tyler O'Neill just out of the outstretched glove of Meckler into left field seats for a home run in the Orioles to get that run back. It's now 3-1 Birds. Woo, that's a big insurance run. Tyler O'Neill got just enough of it, puts it in the seats, and the O's take a 3-1 lead. Great call by the manager. Got to give him credit. He made the right call there. Got the pinch hitter, and it's a home run. 3-1 Birds. Meckler timed it right. It was just out of his reach. All right, here's Alonso in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-0. Yeah, oh gosh, I haven't watched wrestling in probably 20 years, 25 years now. But I've been to I went to WrestleMania. I've been to a Great American Bash. Oh, yeah. He jumped for it, but he wasn't going to get that ball. That was well out of his reach. 1-0 pitch. There's a fly ball left field, but that's going to be right at the left fielder. That's the second out. 2 down. Here comes Gunnar. Yeah, I've met a lot of wrestlers. I could tell you some stories, Jeff, on some of those wrestlers. Talking to them with some interactions that I've had. It's some pretty good stories. I'll have to tell you one time, Jeff, about the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. All right, here's Gunnar. First pitch, outside, ball 1 on a fastball, 0-1. Yeah, I'll have to tell you my story about meeting the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth. That's a fun story. 1-0 pitch, outside, ball 2, 2-0. That's a big run by Tyler O'Neill right there. That's a huge run. I remember those days, Victor. 2-0 pitch. Here comes in the dirt. Ball 3. 3-0. Polish Power. Ivan Putski. 3-0 pitch. Outside. Ball 4. So they walk Gunnar on 4 pitches. Probably a pitch around right there. Even though it's a lefty on lefty, they probably want to get the Encarnacion. Maybe not. Here comes the manager. They're going to pull him. So a 2-out walk to Gunnar Henderson. The manager is coming out for the Angels. I don't know if he's made the actual call yet. Let's see. No, he hasn't. So the manager's coming out, but he has not made the call to the bullpen just yet. Orioles get an extra run. It's a big one too. Man, that's a huge insurance run right there by Tyler O'Neill with the home run. Huge hit. You know, you're going into the 9th inning now. Now it takes 3 to beat you. Not 2, and it doesn't take 1 to tie. It takes 2 to tie and 3 to beat you now. So you got to get a couple guys on to make it a game if you're the Angels in the 9th. That's a big deal. All right, here's Encarnacion. Let's see what can happen. In the dirt, ball 1, 1-0. All right, at the belt, here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. Encarnacion's going to get a pitch to hit here. He's definitely going to get a pitch to hit right here. Let's see if he can do something with it. 2-0, here comes. Inside, ball 3. Oh, he called that a strike. Man, that was inside, and they called it a strike. So instead of 3-0, it's 2-1 on Encarnacion. I would have probably challenged that if I was him. 2-1 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 2-2. Yeah, Jeff. I'll have to tell you my story about the Macho Man with him and Miss Elizabeth. I got to meet them. That's a funny story. Outside of wrestling. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Check swing. He fouls it off. We're going to do it again. Two. Here it comes. Change up. He just got a piece of it. Gunner was off and running there too. He has to go back. Excuse me. Kate Povich, 6 innings, scattered 7 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Good for him. Got a chance to win this game. His pitch, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him. Strike 3. That's your inning. But Tyler O'Neill with the huge extra run right there, the insurance run with the solo shot into the left field bleachers, and the Orioles are up 3-1, heading to the 9th. Yennier Cano coming in to try to get the last 3 outs. She was. So I'll tell you the story real fast, Jeff. I guess I was like 17, 18 years old, and I was with a couple other friends of mine, a couple guys. We went to one of the wrestling events at the Baltimore Convention Center back then. Baltimore, Maryland is a big wrestling town. They've come in there a ton. So we would always go down like an hour or 2 early before the event, and the wrestlers would come in and you could see them. I've met all kinds of wrestlers. But we're there the one time, and the Macho Man comes in a van. They ushered him in. So he gets out of the van, and they're coming out of this garage from underneath, okay, underneath the convention center. So they're coming up the garage, plank or whatever you want to call it. It's him and Elizabeth. And we go over to them, and he's such a big dude. And she's beautiful, by the way. She was really pretty in real life. So we go up to him, and we're like, "Hey, Macho Man, nice to meet you." And he's hot. He said, even though he's the heel, he would say hi to you. And then after he said hi and everything, I looked and turned to her, and I said, "Hi, Miss Elizabeth, nice to meet you." And I started to take a step towards her, and he gets in front of me, and he goes, No. You don't touch her. You don't talk to her." He did. He really did. Scared the heck out of me, because he's a monster. And I'm like, good Lord. He was really protective of her, and it wasn't just a show. He was really like that with her. But it was like, my friends just looked at me like, you're on your own. It was funny. All right, here's Cano. Top of the 9th inning, first hitter at the plate, lefty on righty. Let's see what Cano can do. Here's low. Here's a called strike on a sinker, 0-1. It was funny, but it wasn't funny, if you get my meaning. All right, Cano, 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball high, ball 1, 1-1. It really was funny, but it was like, good Lord. I have some other stories too. It was fun back in the day, but we were young. 1-1 pitch, inside and low, ball 2, 2-1. So far, all sinkers from Cano, all sinkers, which are fastballs, but all sinkers from Cano so far to Lowe here, Josh Lowe. 2-1 pitch, here it comes. There's a fly ball, left center field. That's going to get down. That's going to be extra bases. It's going to be a leadoff double for Josh Lowe. And just like that, Anaheim's got the tying run coming to the plate. That extra run by Tyler O'Neill is going to play huge here. That was a ball. Again, you got to count like that, and you throw it right down the middle. This is what bothers me with these Orioles pitchers. You got a 1-2 count, 2-2 count. I don't care. Don't, right down the middle. That's a batting practice sinker that he throws right down the middle, and Lowe just serves it into the left center field for a double. Here's Tyler Heineman. Now he's got a runner at second. A home run here, and we're tied. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1 on a sinker. 1-0. It's bad execution on these pitches by the Orioles pitchers. Way too much of the plate. Just way too much of the plate. 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Here's a sinker for a strike. 1-1. You know, the Orioles will have trouble winning a lot of games in the second half after the trade deadline. They don't have a closer. Yennier Cano is just he doesn't execute well enough to be a closer. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on a splitter. 1-2. He just won't. He's not closer material. At least not long term. I'm under the belief that for the most part anybody can close. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with Cano here. One, two. Here it comes. Fastball high. 2-2. I'm starting to worry now. Wade Meckler on deck. And then it's back to the top of the lineup, Zach Neto. So Cano's got to do something here. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. There's a ground ball. First baseman's got to throw it to Cano. He steps on the bag. That's the first out here in the ninth inning. But the runner is going to move up. Lowe's going to move up to third. So it's a productive out for Henneman. But it's one down for the Orioles. And that's going to bring Wade Meckler to the plate. Now, if you're the Orioles here, you really want to try to get this out without the run scoring. But if you have to give up the run to get the out, you'll do it. But you really want to try to keep him at third. Let's see. Here's the pitch. Here's a sinker for a strike. 0-1. Thanks, everybody, for being here. 62 likes tonight. That's awesome. We hit our goal and then some. We hit our second goal, too. Hey, you guys are awesome. Let's see if the Orioles can finish this out. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. Here's a swing and a foul. So 0-2 on Wade Meckler. And here we go again. So this is what I'm talking about, folks. So here we go. You've got Yennier Cano with an 0-2 count on the hitter. Where should this pitch be? Not anywhere near the middle of the plate. See if you can get him to chase. You got one to waste. 0-2 pitch. And he does. He wastes it. Splitter in the dirt. See if he'll chase. That's fine. And to be honest with you, you kind of got to do it again. It's a 1-2 count. You still got 3 more pitches to work with here. I throw a splitter again if I'm Cano. Here it is. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul. He threw the splitter, but he got a piece of it. And I think at this point, I'm throwing the splitter again. The splitter keeps diving down, which is good. If he can continue to get the splitter to dive down, that's what you want here. Maybe Victor. We'll see what he does. They're setting up inside, though. 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Meckler is going to challenge. It's going to be close. You got to challenge it. It's a called strike 3. Meckler's challenging it. And he loses the challenge. It's a strike 3. And he is out. 2 down. That's a huge out. They don't get the run home on that. And they lose their last challenge. That's their second challenge they lost. So they are now out of challenges. And the Orioles are down to 1 out to get. And Zach Neto, back to the top of the lineup for Zach Neto. .230 average on the year, but he does have 19 home runs. Cano's ready. Here's the pitch. There's a sinker for a strike. 0-1, just like that. I don't know why they got that up there. The Angels are out of challenges. They lost one earlier in the game, and now they lost that one. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes. That's a splitter low. 1-1. One count. Runner at the plate, or batter at the plate is a tying run. Swing and a miss on the splitter. 1-2 on Zach Neto, and the Orioles are down to 1 strike left to get the out. And get the win. Let's see if they can do it. And you really want to get Neto because Mike Trout's on deck, and he's 1 for 4. You don't want him coming to the plate. Not as the lead run. So you really want to get Zach Neto here if you can. Cano's at the belt. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Outside on a sinker, ball 2, 2-2. Angels have 11 hits tonight. The Orioles have 4. But the Orioles have 3 runs. Angels are 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position in this game. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a splitter. He got him. And that's the game, folks. Cano comes in and shuts the door. He does not allow the run in the 9th inning. And the Orioles get the win. What a great win for the Birds. 1 run, 11 hits, no errors for the Angels. 3 runs, 4 hits. I guess they switched that 1 error on Encarnacion to a hit because it says no errors. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Birds. Cade Povich is going to get the win. Getting his ERA down to 3.91. Really nice. Good job by Cade Povich. He pitched really, really well. Grayson Rodriguez is going to get the loss, but he pitched good for them. He didn't pitch bad. Orioles get the win, only getting 4 hits in the game, striking out 7 times. I hate to see that. But 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, but they do what they had to do. Tonight was all about the pitching, folks. Cade Povich pitched great, and the rest of the guys got the job done. Orioles win the game. Thanks, everybody, for being here tonight. I hope you all enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Anybody Ninja watching, appreciate you Ninja watching. Anybody who came into the chat and chatted, I appreciate you chatting. That means a lot. It really, really does. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. Big win for the O's. Thanks, everybody. Mods, great job as usual. Appreciate you all very much. Anyway, there you go, folks. Thanks for being here. We hope to see you all soon. Another game maybe later in the week. Look for those thumbnails. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Final score, Birds get the win. Orioles 3, Angels 1. Good night, folks. Thanks, D. Barker.